Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new PlayNow today with a game called Synthetik Legion Rising. This is a free expansion for Synthetik, a game that I made a show about a couple of months ago near the beginning of this year when we were still doing live streams and all that jazz. I've been itching to make a new show about Synthetik for a while because it's a game that I very much enjoyed. I've been playing it for quite a bit in the past couple of months. And well, the new update is a big reason for me to make a show about it and still, have new things to tell you about the game other than the simple fact that I enjoy it. If you don't remember exactly what it was, Synthetik is a sort of roguelike game. It's sort of like a Diablo, but with guns and tasers and methadone and perks and different classes and all sorts of other stuff. Most have researched that it has a limit to how much you can research, and it'll unlock more facets of the game. You have a lot of items that you can find randomly throughout the world. Some of them are things like the Infinity Drill Piece, which will kill pretty much everything on screen if you're using it correctly. Madness Glasses. This used to be Madness Orb, but looks like they changed it and it's no longer a class item, it's a special item. They also have a lot of weapons, a lot of new ones. For example, this one I think is an M1 Grand from World War II. Lots of new weapons and of course new classes. The previous version of the game had just 4 classes, the Guardian, the Rogue, the Commando and the Specialist. Now there are 8 of them. There's basically still 4 classes but with 2 branches. The Guardian has a Riot Guard, which comes equipped with a shield, a breacher that breaches things. The Rogue now has a dedicated sniper subclass and a more sneaky backstabby version in the form of the assassin, which is good because the Rogue had a one of these perks here that was all about dealing damage from the backside, from backstabbing. I think it was around here somewhere, probably. The Commando was split up between the Raider, which is a more fast-moving, hack them with a knife kind of class, and the Heavy Gunner, which is more of a stand your ground, come pre-equipped with a giant machine gun that it's a chain gun basically, and mow everybody down. The Engineer is the fire support kind of entity, unit, if you will, class. It relies initially at least on things like a sentry to provide support, and then there's the demolisher that explodes things and likes it very much. I have played this game quite a bit and have unlocked a prestige class previously before this update. But I did back then. Earning a prestige class meant that you had to reset your progress in that class, which I did, and that is why I do not have all the perks unlocked. Also, I think there used to be 3 perk slots. Now there's only 2, and the bonuses that each class offers, depending on the level, have been changed. I no longer see things like the Commando bonus for assault rifles and shotguns for the Guardian. And what really sort of disappoints me is that I do not seem to have the Prestige bonus. Prestige used to give a 8% movement speed on the Commando class, 8% movement speed for all classes, and the Rogue I think gave more damage or something like that, or deviation control, recoil control. Guardian I think gave some damage resistance. They all gave something, and now it's just it unlocks things like finding 45 dog tags grants you a common weapon, which that's honestly a horrible thing to have as a prestige thing. Also, some of the classes now have drones. I don't remember seeing extra drones besides the one you started with at the beginning. I'm gonna play at the normal but low difficulty level because it's been a while. So I last played it with me talking over what I'm talking, and it may be a bit difficult for me to actually play properly. This is actually the 3rd time I've tried to make this show. The first time I think didn't go so well because I was still not perfectly aware of some of the nuances of the new update, and the second time the video did not record properly, as always there is the ancient saying, never update things, never update your software, something will break. And in the case of Mirrorless Action Cam, half the screen on diagonal was green. So I had that to look forward to when the editing. Hopefully it will not repeat itself. In terms of interface, they have moved that this bit used to be down here below. Oh, should actually be careful and play the game. And the items are now oriented on the horizontal. This change, not really like super duper fan of, especially since, well, moving items now triggers the right click for the right click weapon. This is like kind of a pointless change because it was fine where it was up here. Like it spread out the well, on one hand, there was the issue of me constantly trying to aim at things like at the edge of the screen and hitting some items. So I think it may be actually a good move now that I think about it. Also, one thing that I have seen changed that I don't remember from the previous version, it now shows you the exact number of bullets you have when you're low on bullets, like next to your character. I don't remember that being there previously, but it's there now, so let's get into it. In terms of gameplay, the game, apart from comparing to Diablo or Torchlight, if you will, if you're more of an indie, well, that wasn't an indie game either. Apart from that kind of game, I could also compare it a bit to Rainbow Six Siege or Counter-Strike, because it is a game about moving slowly and methodically through a level, a procedurally generated one that, well, bits of it may repeat because it is not made like aim for headshots 9%. I don't know what it means. Is that my hits chance for headshots? Because that's a new tooltip. What I mean to say is, apart from moving slowly through levels, you also have these kinds of encounters that usually take like very little time. Combat in this game usually does not take long. Enemies do not take a lot of hits. You do not take a lot of hits either. In that aspect, it is closer to Rainbow Six Siege or Counter-Strike. It's a game with very high lethality. You will not find enemies that take a minute to kill because they have life bars so big that the life bar itself has a life bar that you have to drain before you can unlock the life bar of the enemy itself. See? It also has friendly fire, meaning that the enemies will kill themselves. That guy just killed his friend right there. They've also added a level scaling mechanic in the game where the higher you are in the level of a class, the more difficult it will get. So the game is actually easier right now. At least I think it is, because I've unlocked a prestige level with this class, and it may actually be a bit more difficult, especially now since, well, I don't have all my bonuses, all the class traits that you can pick from. And some of those I was relying on to actually achieve victory. The game also has a bit of a tendency to not really be all that sure what level I am. A couple of times when I started, it thought I was a level over 100. Because since I had a prestige level with one class, it may have thought that I had prestige with all of them and gave me a level higher than I had one before the update. Before the update I had like 50 or 70 or something like that. Now it seems to think that I'm level 5. I'm not sure how it calculates in your total level anymore, because there are so many classes, it does not seem to add them up. I think it requires a patch or something. Let's take movement bonus. Haven't found a weapon. I should probably just gone down a bit more and see if there's actually a weapon down here somewhere, because I kind of need a weapon. The pistol that I have now equipped is the one that you get from completing a from filling out the form, the survey that comes with the game, and it gives you this Robocop-esque kind of weapon. Aim for headshots, 15%. Okay. Aiming for headshots. Those things don't have heads, so it'll be kind of hard. Should not really get close to those things because they'll be very painful up close. Jamming will occasionally happen if you turn it on as an option in the difficulty settings menu, but it is kind of pointless now. Jamming before used to increase your mastery, which is now at 99. It's gonna be 100 like in a couple of seconds, and it is now absolutely pointless. Getting to level 10 mastery would unlock this slot, letting you add another modification or attachment to your weapon. Now it does nothing, because, well, if you were to disable jamming, it does nothing. Well, jamming still happens actually, so the mastery level is kind of superfluous now. I think they should rework it a bit. So I don't know, it gives maybe like with a level 100, you'd think I would have something extra, like maybe the gun shoots lightning or something. Something to make me feel like I've progressed. It's one of the aspects that the game has gone backwards in, actually. And something has, for the most, it has a lot of new content, and I like new content in this game because it's a game that really thrives on having more content. The base gameplay of it, the base mechanics, the base of it is just solid. So having more stuff in it will do it justice. Will make it even more enjoyable to play. But at the same time, not expanding the utility of some features like mastery, actually cutting it down, because that text is supposed to be modified because it no longer does that. It should be it should say something else there. You should probably patch it in. You should probably add some functionality to it because now they've taken away from it and it does almost nothing if you turn it off. Well, actually, if you turn off jamming, it does absolutely nothing. I'm not sure if it actually gives you any sort of damage to weapons. Actually, I see. Okay, maybe it does because these things are in a green line. Come on, come on. Does say something. A level with the weapon is persistent, grants access to. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about giving a bonus, so I'm not sure where these. I think this may come from the weapon, because from the perks I have or something. Because they don't seem to be actually given by the statistics itself. That statistic should be tweaked a bit and given a new lease on life. There's a weapon I can get if I can actually kill that. Oh, that's a lot of stuff trying to kill me. And me without a proper weapon. Well, truth be told, this is actually a fine weapon. What you saw there, that circle under me, that was a mortar launcher. And they seem to have changed the graphic a bit for the radius in which you are about to be hit. It used to be a bit easier to see, especially on orange floors. The current floor is green, but you will find orange floors on which that thing is actually invisible. Not sure why they're not shooting at me. Oh, these guys are not shooting at me. What I want to do here is just this. Because there's friendly fire, you can absolutely get enemies to kill themselves. I almost did it. Just have to move. Like stand here. And they're gonna die. At least it killed itself before it killed me. Now I'm gonna swoop in and deal damage like that and regain some life. This class used to have in the previous version a I actually checked the full map. Used to have a level system, its own in game leveling system, like different from the general one in the menu. Its own in dungeon leveling system where, depending on how fast you killed an enemy, you would gain experience that would level up your class and heal you. That level would be completely pointless outside of the game you're currently playing. Ah, damn it. Come on, let me get it. Yes, oh, I love this gun. But it used to give you healing, so they moved that healing to the blade. To the knife. Because otherwise you will not have the power to heal yourself. The only class that still doesn't have the power to heal itself, I think, is the rogue, and that's because the rogue is the highest, the one with the highest damage output. And this is a new item, it's called the Eclipse. It will let me fire manually a laser at the ground. Let's gamble. I actually won. That's quite nice. That's quite rare too. There previously were some variants of this laser that would auto-fire and would randomly start clearing the area of enemies. Okay, so this is a... Hold on, this is a print? Yeah, this is a... This weapon variant has a print, meaning that it will generate bullets, so I don't have to actually reload it as often as the other ones. There are many variants for weapons. There's print, there's ultra, there's divine. I found a divine that was friendly fire. I actually found... Ah, damn it, there's a mine there. Found a divine nail gun once. That was the first divine weapon I ever found. A divine nail gun. I found it kind of funny that it was a nail gun. Let's see, any other enemies? Usually if there's enemies left, they will come and hunt you down if you activate teleporter, but I guess there's none left. There are many variants of weapons that will give you all sorts of other bonuses. Oh, there's a time chest, meaning that it will lock down and I will not be able to open it if it gets locked down. Now let's say I have a keycard. And keycards I usually find in different kinds of chests or as bonuses. Oh, this is heating up quite a lot more than the previous one I found. Meaning that, yeah, there's the thing. I'm probably gonna die here. I'm quite certain that I will die here because there are too many of them. And I'm attracting even more of them now. Okay, lightning boots, that should actually be useful. Lightning boots let me move a bit faster, and passing through enemies will electrocute them. If I can do this. And this. I should stay away from that, those tanks actually, because there's two of them. Because when those things die, they will explode. And if I am in melee range, they will kill me. Heating is not a good thing. If you overheat, you will deal damage to yourself. Which is sort of like I'm already doing now. Need more ammo. Got more ammo. Come on, come on, come on. See, that did some damage, but thankfully I moved back out. There's an upgrade kit, meaning I can actually get this weapon to perform better. The printing component of it, the ammo generation, is not as good as I thought it would be. People seem to be having fun with the new assassin class. Let's actually upgrade this weapon now. It used to have two upgrades, like when you would upgrade the weapon, you used to have, apart from the plus, you used to have something else, like besides damage amplification, you used to have recoil control or something else. They've decreased that. They've actually decreased the power you have by quite a bit for some reason. I guess to make the game harder. This is not a good thing. Allow switching of ammo whenever you want to. Bullets are directed. Okay, that should be good. You do not have as much power as you used to, which is kind of sad. Also, you'll find stations that let you upgrade your weapons. They cost a lot more now, but they do upgrade even more. And I'm not sure if it's like a direct, like, how should I put this? It costs over 1,000 now to upgrade a weapon instead of around 200. The upgrade cost used to scale with how many times you upgraded the weapon. If it doesn't give you 5 upgrades, or like 3 upgrades or 4 upgrades, like it, like what 1,000 credits used to give you, then I'm not sure if it's actually worth the change that they've added to the game. Okay, this gives me backstab. This is what I was talking about. Beginning wave, grand stealth. Okay. Drone mod allows your companion drone to fire. The drone has a range of, okay, this is only available when solo. Okay. Health. I'm gonna pick the drone one. This drone one is actually new. They also have added some drones to other classes. I mean, combat drones apart from the drone you start with. And that's a thing I should get. A dog tag. Just need 29 more of them. Get a common weapon, which is not something great. Like, by the time you get 45 of them, you're not gonna care about a common weapon. You're gonna care about something that's really good, because doesn't look like you're gonna accumulate them quickly. I messed that up. You're not gonna be starved for weapons in this game in the beginning portions of it. Later on, yeah, it may be a bit difficult to find new weapons, but by then you will already have like gigantic super weapons, or if not, you're gonna find at least one of them due to laser trail. That's good. Due to some crates of other stuff or events or quests. You do have quests in the game. You will occasionally find terminal that will give you a quest and a reward. It's gonna kill itself. Let's see what's in the box. It's that's the one that fires two shots. These may deviate at times and leave you just missing the target. Aim for headshots. Yeah, you already told me that. Let's go down. I've enjoyed the game a lot since it came out. I mean, a whole lot. It's probably my favorite game of 2018. I know Star Control Origins was nice and all, but this game is just well made. I don't necessarily agree with all the changes they've made in this update. I mean, I'm still adjusting to them. I'm still trying to figure out how well they fit, because this is a game that really, well, it rewards you for understanding its mechanics. It rewards you for knowing how to best use every bit of it. And since they've changed those tiny bits of it, like they added a reward, a visual reward for when you do multiple kills. Since they've changed some of those bits, it's going to take me a while to adjust properly to the game and how it is now. Let's kill that thing. Ooh, I got it already? Really? Wow, I didn't even know I picked up the rest of them. This will give me HP based on how, okay, I should probably enable it a bit too soon, since I'm not going to get to kill as many things in the next 2 seconds as I would want to. Yeah, that gave me some life, but not a lot of it, and I overheated with the weapon. Yeah, it's probably going to be my end, because I miscalculated a bunch of things here. Oh boy, this is not going to end well. Come on, reload. I want the end here. Yeah, that ended it. You have to be careful. Like, it's not recommended that you move around quickly and get all the enemies to follow you, unless you have something like a nemesis or a grenade launcher or something really powerful. In which case, then, like, the Bren is a good weapon if you upgrade it properly, and this one had some overheating problems, so it wasn't really the kind of weapon I actually needed. And now I'm back at the level 120, so I guess it recalculated my level. I think it needs 1 or 2 patches to get to the stability level it had before this massive expansion, but still, it is quite an enjoyable game. It is well made. It is well made enough, I would say. It's synthetic, but with more stuff and a couple of tweaks made to it. Synthetik is a game that I encourage everybody to try. It's $20 on Steam right now. It's I think it has a sale on GOG because of the launch expansion. It's an excellent game, especially if you enjoy this kind of Diablo-ish dungeon crawling hack and slash experience, but with guns. And again, really high lethality. And friendly fire. Oh, so co-op. There's co-op. And friendly fire for the enemies. The enemies will kill each other if they're not careful. So that's what makes it great. Like, it's fair. It's about as fair as it can be. Well, apart from the ending when you have to basically boss rush some of the bosses you already defeated. Only they have an enhanced form, and if you pick the fragile difficulty mode, you will lose life whenever you take. You will lose maximum life whenever you take any health damage, and that thing will not be easily recoverable. Like, I lost 1,500 life points once in a run at the end of a level. At the end of a run, I just lost most of my life. I lost more life than I started with. All the life I tried to accrue throughout the duration of the game lost and just went away. Very sad. Also, you have alternate ammunition. Like, you can change your control. This one causes stun. It's a very useful feature to have. This is an artifact. Well, it will be an artifact if I get 2 more of these. I can then choose from between 3 artifacts. It will actually add a lot of changes. I think of the kind of changes you find at the end of trees of skill trees in Path of Exile. Some of them are monumental. It's a very enjoyable game. Very customizable in terms of difficulty. Very customizable in terms of how you play it. Even though you're just using guns, you do have quite a large variety of guns. You have sniper rifles, shotguns. There's a shotgun that acts a bit like a sniper rifle. It has a loading time because it's pressurized, and it will take the head off pretty much anybody, but any one body. It doesn't do well against groups. It was in the recent update. That stuns it a bit, which is good, and jammed. I haven't really played much with the standard pistol in this class. I've been mostly playing with the one that I have prestige level on the commando. Well, I guess this was kind of it for the show, the PlayNow with Synthetik Legion Rising. Synthetik continues to be an excellent game. Legion Rising is a worthy, for the most part, is a worthy update. Again, we may need a couple of more patches to get it to the proper state it needs to be in, to be super duper as mega enjoyable as the original was. But apart from that, it's a game that I really encourage you to play, and it's still one of my favorite games of 2018. It's just wonderful. It doesn't take that long. I mean, a run you can probably end in a couple of minutes because you miscalculate something and just die, or you can spend an hour at it. It all depends on what your luck is, how skilled you are, and what your patience level is. Because I could have just gotten these enemies like one by one out into the outside of the area and just had a better time of actually killing them than standing there. Oh, this is cursed, so it'll do damage to me as well when I shoot it, but it fires quite quickly, and I've used it a lot of times because it has mastery level 41, though that doesn't mean a lot. Power shot will mean that the 6th shot I fire will be quite the killer. See, it just kills something there. 3, 4, 5. Doesn't deal as much damage as I thought it would. Well, I'm gonna see you again soon in more shows. The podcast should be back this week. Actually, I think it may already been back by the time you're seeing this the show, because we're gonna record it on Steven's laptop. It's probably gonna be about Fallout as well, and next week probably Batman. Oh no, wait, yeah, Batman, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna do about Diablo 2, and well, there's gonna be some Diablo related content on the channel quite soon since BlizzCon is coming up. Well then, again, check out Synthetik if you're into this kind of game. I highly recommend it. It's excellent. And if you're not a fan of it, well, you can try it. If it seems too fast for you, you can, well, if you unlock level 50, you can do this. And then the world became slower and more manageable. Because otherwise you would die quite quickly. But this would have made for a much slower show. Also, I couldn't enable it since the game did not recognize that I had level 100 and something earlier. It just told me I was level 5 for some reason. Like I said, it does need a patch or two to get to where it needs to be. Goodbye, everybody.